So I'm Inbal Lavi, and I'm managing the Israeli subsidiary of XLMedia PLC, a company that has been listed on AIM last March in a highly oversubscribed IPO, and currently traded at a market cap of over 88 million pounds. Prior to joining the group a year ago, I've had experience of over 10 years in the online gaming industry. Recently, as the vice president responsible for the 888 Poker business unit, which was actually the fastest growing business in a declining market. So, who we are and what we do. XLMedia is all about traffic, online traffic. We obtain high-quality traffic in various channels, whether it's web or mobile, and we direct them into online businesses. We have the skill set, the technology, and the tools to allow us to find the relevant traffic that will produce revenues and will spend money on online gaming businesses. And we do that in an online performance basis, which is quite unique, and I don't think that you would find or hear about a company that is similar to us in that sense. We actually get paid according to our results. So, for example, the most common model for us is a revenue sharing model, meaning that once we direct a potential customer into an online business and he actually spends money, we would share the revenue with that B2B business, B2C business, sorry. So we actually get paid between 35 and 55% revenue share, which goes to show us that at times they are willing to pay us more than they gain themselves, which obviously also indicates the longevity of the business. And this is our business model. So, as I mentioned, we produce online traffic. We do that through three main channels. The first two, I will get into in more details, but in a nutshell, publishing, which accounts for 40% of our sales, is a network of informational websites relating specifically to online gaming content. So we would write either on game strategies, poker strategies, casino strategies, new games coming into market, events and news relating to the poker industry, tips for sports betting websites and products. And we would use this network in order to send traffic into the operators. So this, in essence, is an asset that we have, and we take the traffic from which and send it onto the gaming operators. Media, which accounts almost for 50% of our income at this point, is opposed to publishing traffic that we actually pay marketing dollars for. So we would buy ad spend, and we would convert it into online paying users. And then we have a third channel, which is our smallest one, though it's quite a nice source of A, business intelligence, and B, pipeline for acquisitions, which is affiliate network. We operate a network of over 300 affiliates working under our infrastructure of deals, technology, and operations. And this obviously is also a boost of our volume. So all this traffic produced through these different channels would be directed into our customers, who are predominantly online gaming and social gaming operators. So it could be very well-known brands in the UK, such as William Hill or Ladbrokes. It could be publicly traded operators in Scandinavia, like Betsson or Unibet, and social gaming operators of the likes of Playtika, that have freemium slot games applications for social and mobile. And once we direct the customer or the traffic onto these customers, they would pay us according to our performance. So either we would share the revenue, as mentioned, or that the customer produces for the business, or we would get paid once this customer has become an actual paying customer. So for instance, the gaming operators would usually pay us according to acquisition of a customer once they deposit, make a certain amount of wager, or rake in poker, for instance. And in the social gaming world, they would pay once the application has been installed on the mobile device or on the Facebook user of the potential client. To expand a bit about publishing, so XLMedia is actually a very big and significant publishing network. We own over 2,000 informational websites in the area of online gaming. As I said, talking about strategies, tips, events, anything that's relevant and interesting for a person interested in online gaming. We do that in 18 languages. So obviously, scale is of an essence, and we have developed our proprietary technology in order to make things scalable, reusable, in order to optimize, to know which kind of traffic to send to which operator from which part of the website. So we have quite a lot of tools on the one hand and technology on the one hand. And on the other hand, we have quality content that we write ourselves. And that's something, that eventually we got to the understanding that you can't really trick Google. You need to provide the user the information that they're looking for, and that would make you rank high. And we've been proving that years over years. We've actually also made a few acquisitions in this domain. So we've purchased Danish Content Network, a sports betting UK-based network. We definitely have integrated them quite seamlessly thanks to our infrastructure. Media. So whereas publishing is actually our cash cow, media is the kind of growth engine or a fast-growing business for the company. This scheme here describes what it means to have a media network. So we have in this ecosystem, on the one hand, the publishers, for the likes of Google or Facebook or websites or applications that would offer ad space for different brands. And on the other hand, you have the brands or the advertisers that would want to advertise on this specific ad space. In the middle, there's the technology. You need to match the advertisers and the publishers the best or the optimal way. And then they would obviously turn into paying customers. Now, XLMedia is quite unique, I think, compared to any other company, definitely versus public companies or traded companies, in the fact that we are all over this space. So on the one hand, we are a publisher, as mentioned, specifically in the online gaming industry. But on the other hand, we also have the technology, and we actually do the advertising ourselves on behalf of the brands. So what we would do, instead of, or opposed to agencies that would take marketing budget from operators and would take a cut out of it, we would invest our own marketing money and optimize it the best way that we can for our own sake. So we would buy ad space on Google and Facebook, on displays, pop-ups, and banners. And we have very sophisticated tools that can allow us to optimize that in various permutations, working with over 150 operators with different offers for each, and playing around with all the variables of demographic, etc. So actually, we have quite an advantage versus a brand, like for the likes of 888, for instance, that can only optimize with different offers or different creatives. We have the power of trying and optimizing on the same source of traffic 150 operators with different creatives that we ourselves can make also, and with various variables that our tools know how to use. A very important addition to this channel is the recent acquisition of Excited Digital Marketing that we've purchased last September. This is a company that actually does what XLMedia does on the media channel, only for social gaming. So they are an expert there. It's very social and mobile-oriented. It's US-facing, which was actually a footstep into the US before regulation came to online gaming. So it's a very, very exciting acquisition. And actually, while media already grew H1 2014, 70% versus previous year, Excited Digital Marketing increased it to becoming 50% of the business. I think this slide pretty much speaks for itself. You can see the trajectory of the business, both in the sense of revenue that keeps on increasing. Same goes for EBITDA and the size of the company, the employees, the achievements that we've made along the way. You can see that 2013 and 2014 were very strong years. We just recently published our estimation for 2014. And we finished at roughly $49.5 million with 16.6 EBITDA, which was almost $1 million ahead of market expectation. So we're quite proud of that. We are also, and it's important to mention, and you probably can assume that from this slide, a highly cash-generative business. So it's definitely a unique combination of a technology-based company that also is creating significant amounts of cash. The online marketing opportunity. So obviously, the company started off from the online gambling industry. Now, I think it goes without saying that this is a huge market, and it's been and continues to grow year over year, and we will definitely continue to grow together with it and expand our activity there. However, in addition, we realize that the media market, and more specifically the mobile and social channel with it, are booming. You know, over 50% of the traffic today is actually mobile. Each and every one of us are pretty much inseparable from our smartphone. You know, I didn't watch mine for a few minutes. It's very hard for me. So that's definitely an opportunity for us. And purchase of EDM was exactly in that direction because it's predominantly based on social and mobile. How does it look going forward? Or where are we headed in terms of growth? So first of all, we have and we intend to further enhance our business organically. It's both in our core markets like Scandinavia, where we are already a very significant market leader, but we will be even more than that. And it's in additional markets that we have increased by tens of percent, some 50 to even doubling these markets last year, like German-speaking markets, UK, Canada, and Greece. And we intend to leverage our technology or enhance our technology, invest even more in creating proprietary technology as we have in the past couple of years in order to make our business do or make the next leap, obviously, together with social mobile that EDM brought into the picture and constantly looking for innovative technology, especially in the media arena. We will enter, as we have new channels and social and mobile obviously lead that, but also additional ones. We are constantly on the lookout for doing that. And enter the US, as mentioned, via IDM, and also additional products like, for instance, fantasy sports, which seems very exciting. And it's important to mention that we have $44 million in cash, which we plan to utilize for acquisitions. And we have a constant pipeline that we manage that is actually going to produce, hopefully, a few bolt-ons next year to be integrated into the business, as well as some big acquisition of the likes of EDM. So to summarize, because my time's up, we had a very strong year last year, same as in 2013. We have significantly increased our revenues, both organically and through acquisitions that were very well integrated into the business already and are showing good results. We feel that we are very strongly based towards 2015, and you can see that as reflected in our forecasts. And last but not least, our business model supports, and we will continue to pay at least 50% dividend policy. Thank you very much. I'll be happy to take questions and ask them.